Good morning, sunshine. So you can see I'm not in the kitchen or in my studio. This is my office. And I did want to come from here this morning to talk to you because I want to talk to you about integrating movement into your daily routines. I coach from home and I do a lot of research. I put together meal plans and I actually do quite a bit of work on my computer, which means that I am sitting in my office for good chunks of my day. And that can make getting movement activity difficult to get in. Or can it? So one of the things that I have taken to doing is when I am waiting for my computer to do whatever I need it to do. Sometimes it's rendering videos, sometimes it is updating, sometimes it's waiting for a response or getting ready to sit down and speak with clients. And so when I'm in these moments, I take that as an opportunity so that I can do stretches and movements at my desk. If you've been around for a while, I used to do chair yoga with my mom, and a lot of the moves that I learned doing chair yoga with her are absolutely amazing for doing yoga at work, right? Because you can do them in your chair, from your chair. You can still stretch and move your joints, get that flexibility in, and help get the blood flowing to all of these other areas. And so I know most people have moments during their day where they can add some of these things in. Maybe it's a 15-minute break, maybe it's a lunch, before work, after work. If you prioritize making sure that all of your joints are getting movement and that your body is getting exercise, we will live a healthy life. There's a lot of people in this world who are lucky enough, I won't say lucky, some people can look at it in different ways, who have the opportunity to get a lot of movement and exercise in their own workplace. My husband is one of those people. He has physical activities, moving heavy cylinders and objects around that helps him to get his movement and his activity in. But it doesn't always work all of his joints. And so having a practice that helps get areas that maybe don't get worked and help strengthen those is still really beneficial. And as an example, I will pick on my husband because I like picking on my husband. It's one of the foundations of our relationship. But his physical activity really does help build his legs, it helps build his arms. You know what it really doesn't help him with is his back. And so doing stretches, really being conscientious of strengthening, using that muscle properly, that's another way that you can incorporate these into your daily routine, because we all have things that we have to do on a daily basis with different levels of activity. There was a study that was done, and they were talking about, well, they weren't talking about, what they did was they took people who were in a cleaning service, janitorial service. Good morning, sunshine. And they separated them into two groups. In one of the groups, they told them that the amount of time that they spent doing these particular cleaning activities were the same as a workout, and they worked a lot of the same muscles. And they talked a little bit about through how each activity that they were doing in the process of their normal day-to-day job worked certain muscle groups. After the training, the group that had all of that information given to them, they were more intentional when they were doing the tasks as if it was a workout, and they got superior benefits and like reduced injuries because they saw it as working these things. And the group that didn't have it, they were not getting as many changes. So the first group was like building muscle, losing weight. The second group made no improvements on weight loss or building muscle. That was the two things that they were like tracking, measuring as part of this study. And so if you think about what your job does and how can you add activity into it, you really can make a lot of benefits. So for those of you who joined in a little bit later, Barbara, Connor, Jameen, I started off talking about how I have a job that keeps me at my desk and my computer, but when I am waiting for my computer to upload or waiting for a response, there's various things that happen during the day where it's a minute that I am waiting, and instead of staring at my computer screen waiting, I started incorporating doing just chair yoga moves into my day, and it really does help me feel better. My joints feel better. I feel more energized and ready to go. I'm going to tell a really quick funny story and then I'm going to wrap up for the day. But my birthday was this last weekend, and my husband gave me a IOU for my birthday. Like, he had it ready, but he was like, I can't bring it to you right now because it's stuck. We had snow over the weekend, and I was like, interesting. Okay. The snow cleared up, the ground dried out a little bit, and he brought my birthday surprise home yesterday, which was a trailer full of rocks. I'm very excited about this. I know somebody out there is going to be like, she has lost her flippin' mind. But I am so excited about this. I have been trying to accumulate rocks because I want to build stone raised beds because I think they're pretty. I want to be able to plant my own garden, and I want to be able to do that into my 90s. And so having raised beds seemed like a pretty good idea. Oh, congratulations, Barbara. She just became a grandparent. We're going to talk about that in just a second. I'm going to finish my story real quick. So I mentioned the story because, like, I was sitting at my desk all day, and I have had different desk jobs throughout my life, and it is not a foreign idea to me that after sitting all day, when I am getting up, I can be sore and I can be tired from being in the same position. But yesterday, after work, when he brought this trailer full of rocks home, because I had done stretches throughout the day and moved my body and woke things up, like, I was really excited when the trailer of rocks came home so that I could go out and we started unloading the trailer of rocks. When I say trailer, I mean like there was probably 3,000 pounds of stone in that trailer that was gifted to us by a friend. He loaded it all up by himself. I was not going to let him unload it by himself. And so we still have some to unload tonight. But yeah, I don't believe that I could have or would have been excited and been ready and willing, rather insistent, upon starting to unload rocks after a long day at work if I had not been stretching and getting the movement into my day at the computer. Okay, so Barbara, I'm super excited about you being a grandparent and getting to have like the small wees that you get to play with and watch grow up and then give back to their parents when they become fussy. That's one of the exciting parts about being grandparents, is it's temporary. You get to hang out for the fun stuff. Okay, so hanging out for the fun stuff, you've got to have the energy to keep up with the kids and do the fun stuff. I know one of my motivators for getting my health dialed in, improved, optimal for my age as I can is because sometime in the next 3 to 5 years, I hope maybe I shall also become a grandparent. I am not in a hurry, just gonna put that out there in case, one of my children watches this at some point in time. But 3 to 5 years sounds like a great deal. That I will have the energy to be the fun grandparent, that I can take them to go do cool things, adventures outside, wandering around the zoo, one of my personal favorites, an assortment of others, go to water parks, whatever it is. I want to be the fun grandparent. I don't want to be the grandparent where you go to their house and you end up sitting in a room that smells like mentholatum and, icy hot, essentially, with the weird grandma smell because they have to put creams on because their joints hurt. And you might play cards and you might not, and that's your visit with your grandparents. That may or may not